Okay, we are going to field strip an FNAR. First you take the forearm grip screw out. Then I take my Allen screws from the mag well. Push the rear pin out of the mag well. Push the two pins from the trigger group. Lift the trigger group out. Set it aside. The left hand sidebar will slip right out. On the right hand, you have to lift up the spring, pull the pin out from the magazine release, and it'll normally fall out. Then you can lift the right hand drive plate out. Now I like to take the reaction block out first. It's under spring tension. Take it out first. Then use your smaller screwdriver for the locking pin. Move the locking pin. There's a small pin right behind the guide rod. Move it. Slide the rod back. You can remove the piston. With the rod pushed back about 4 or 5 inches into the mag well, you can bring the block back forward. Get a little bit more. Bring it up, let the spring relax, set that aside, pull the spring off, pull the rod out, keeping in mind the backup plates. Now for the fun part that everybody wants to know, the bolt. Lay the gun on its side. You'll see a sleeve that's free floating. Push this sleeve forward. You'll see some room. There's a little tiny, right in front of the charge handle, there's a little tiny lever. You lift up on the lever lightly. With a small screwdriver, a tiny flat screwdriver. There's a small lever right here. You lift up slightly, it's spring loaded, and slide the charge handle forward. There's a T-slot it rides in. By lifting that little lever up, it unlocks it. Slide it forward until it comes out of the T-slot. There's the charge handle. Then roll the gun upside down. You can see the bolt. You slide it forward and slide the bolt assembly forward and out of the gun. Here's the bolt. Set the gun sight down. There's the bolt assembly. You have to be careful if you pull this too far back. There's some pins under here you'll lose. But that's to get the bolt to that stage to clean it. That's where you need to be. Reassembly is a little tricky. There's a lever here on the side. This lever right here on the side, the bolt has to be forward in the housing for this to relax. That's what locks the bolt out when it slides back. When you go to reinsert this, you have to work with the sleeve that's on the outside. You have to work between that and this to get it to fit back into the gun. And you'll see when you go to insert it, you'll see you have to kind of work it a little bit till it all slides down in, till it all slides down into the gun. Like I said, it's a little bit tricky, but not impossible. Now once you get it down in there, you have to hold the bolt housing and slide the bolt forward. You slide the bolt forward, hold the housing, so the bolt extends out of the housing to allow the bolt to drop all the way down onto its rail that it slides on. There, now it's all the way down in place. You can see the bolt is all the way where it needs to be. Then to get the T-handle in, you just make sure the outer sleeve is forward enough to expose the T-slot in the side of the bolt housing. Take the charging handle, insert it into the small hole there in the T-slot. And slide it till it locks into place. Now, it's locked into place. You can look in the bottom to see the action. And that's it.